back to the channel. It's me, Brick Travie, and today we're taking a look at set number 75402 at 497 pieces, the ARC 170 Starfighter. Now, this is a set I've been super hyped for. I actually bought the second version of this all the way back in 2010 when I was at Disneyland. Had a huge love for this ship. It was one of my highlights of my collection for a long time. Unfortunately, it got stolen from me. Like when a lot of my Lego got stolen a couple years ago. It's more than a couple now. It's been like 7 years ago now. But like I said, it's really great to actually have this set back in the collection. I'm really excited to build it. As you can see, this set comes with 4 minifigures: Clone Pilot Oddball, Clone Pilot Jag, Clone Pilot, and R4 P44. Now, this astromech is the same one that we got in the original, the second version of the ARC 170. So this is just updated version of him. Now, in the previous model, Pilot Jag, Pilot as they call him now, is a captain. So it was Clone Captain Jag. And then Oddball, if I'm not misunderstanding, I believe Oddball was a commander, a flight commander. So I will research that before I do the review on the channel. So yeah. Looking at the back side of the box here, we do get to see the functionality on how the wings and the S-foils, as they are called, are going to attack position. We get to see we have spring-fired missiles, and then we can see a couple of the cockpits open and then some of the clones working around the ship. So this is a cool little build. Obviously, this one is downsized. It is a downsized ARC 170. It's the smallest one they've done to date. And I know a lot of people are really furious with that, but I feel like it's just they have better pieces. I don't always think bigger is better, and especially for this one. Over time, the older one, it sagged so bad because the wings were super heavy. So I do believe that the wing sag will be very minimal on this one as time goes on, giving it kind of a longevity. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this thing built and give our opinions. I'll see you guys in a minute. Woo-wee! We have got our ARC 170 built. We got our minifigures put together, and we are ready to talk about it. So there are good things about this set. There are bad things about this set. And there are some things I just quite don't understand. So like I said in my intro, Oddball here, which is the black stripe, I remember it distinctly when I was watching the show. He is a clone commander. He is a clone commander. I can't remember his actual name, Devage or something like that. But he is definitely a clone commander. So I will be putting him with my commanders. And he is an absolutely fantastic looking figure. I really like the look of these Phase 2 pilots. I've always liked them. I even have the dark version or the shadow version from the V-Wing from years and years and years ago. Thing looks awesome. You know, he has really good print. You know, he has that tan clone look. A lot of people really, really like these, and I'm one of them. I would like if the print went all the way around on the legs, but this makes do. But I will be putting him with my commanders in my minifigure display because technically he is a commander. Next up, we have Clone Pilot Jag. So again, he is a captain. And something if you guys may not understand is that he was also a commander at one point in the Clone Wars. He was a clone commander during Geonosis and then got demoted to captain. So this one is Captain Jag. So this is something I don't quite understand with this set is that we have 2 distinctly ranked individuals. We have Captain Rex. We have Captain, God, I can't think of his name right now. But we have several named captain figures in sets from the previous years. But for whatever reason, they decided not to name these figures, especially Commander Oddball and Captain Jag here. Now, I can understand this one being Clone Pilot and just saying Clone Pilot because he is an unnamed pilot in the set, so I can understand that. But we have 2 named ranked minifigures or characters from actual lore. I mean, you see Oddball and Jag in the movies. So they are screen time. Oddball was in the Clone Wars for several seasons. I do not understand why they did not get the distinction I do believe they deserve. So that is a negative for me in this set. I feel like it's very lazy. Captain Jag was clearly named Captain Jag in the previous set, so why not roll that over to this one? I do believe that's a little lazy. So last up, we have R4 here. So like I said, this is just a reskin. It's just a newer version of this. It's the exact same astromech from the previous Arc 170 we got. So it's just nice to have them in the collection again. Now, let's talk about the Arc 170. So we already noted that they're good-looking minifigures, but there's some problems. Let's talk about the good and the bad of the Arc 170. So first off, it looks great. I think they nailed the shape of the Arc 170. The engine intakes there are probably the best and most sleek they have ever looked. The wing functionality is probably the cleanest it ever has been. So you get that function here like you see on the back of the box. You just slide that bar over and boom, it locks into place, those S-foils into place. Now, on previous models, you got a Technic piece that you spun and rubber bands would lock those S-foils in place. And over time, those rubber bands would dry out, they wouldn't work properly. So I do like they've made a Technic function in this that would, will last over time. So that is a positive. The negative here is that it is ugly. This is not a very good looking function. So at least in the previous model, it was kind of hidden a little more. But like I said, you just get this real big blocky look on the back of your Arc 170. So that's not something I'm a fan of, especially when it's in attack mode where you have to slide the bar over. It's not very symmetrical. Doesn't look good. It sticks out. It's very noticeable. That is my personal opinion. Especially this, I have a lot of problem with this bottom piece. Like, to see how flat it is, it's just like you just put those plates there. So that it just does not look good. But I guess it makes it where it's landing gear and you sit it down, it's flush on your whatever you're going to be displaying it. So I understand why they did it. Just doesn't look that great. We do get some heavy cannons because the Arc 170 is considered a heavy-duty fighter. We get that spring-loaded shooter. As always, they shoot very, very well, in line with what they should do. Like I said, when I build these sets, I normally just keep them in there. If I feel like they're annoying, I might take them out and just add them to like the stack of these we get. As far as cockpits goes, because with any downsize, you're going to have downsize in the cockpits. And I might move my camera here so you guys can see into these cockpits a little better. All right, so inside this cockpit, you do see we get a little more room, and the minifigure itself lays down. So I'm going to take Commander Oddball here, or Clone Pilot Oddball. You sit him in there, and he's in like a laying down position. So he definitely fits in there. We get a standard little control panel. There's no controls or anything in there. We get a little itty-bitty printed piece in there. As far as the rear gunner spots go, we open this up. We can sit R4 here in the center, like so. And then you can close it. So you have to open both sides to get there. So then you can put your tail gunner, close him in, and then you can put Captain Jag here, or Clone Pilot Jag in here, and close them up. So the minifigures fit well. You can see all their helmets and designations in there very well. Again, it's a downsized set, so there's a little bit of, wiggle room with what they could do with the cockpits. The characters fit in there, even though you can see very clearly that their helmets, they do click on there. So they are touching the top of the actual canopy. So that's a downside there for me. But they do fit. So it does close all the way. So, you can't complain too much. And that's why I said sometimes I take them out. You barely touch it and it launches across the room. So we'll find that a little later. But you'll see here that pink for that thrust we get, that's always a good look for any sets. We get those for us to kind of give you some of that play feature. If you were a kid, that you can say, hey, the engines are on, we're launching. And then the tail gunner. I believe this is a huge improvement. A lot of people might not like this, but I love it. So you can see here that is a ball joint that you can fix in any position. I love that. Now in the older set, this was a Technic rod and it was like free. So when you moved it around, they would go like all over the place. That was awful. So you really didn't have a whole lot of play function. Now you can, if you're building sets or you're doing anything crazy, you can sit here and you can actually pose these any way you want. Now, a downside for this for me is that on the bottom one here, because that Technic piece is flat, you get that side-to-side motion. However, on the top, because of the way it's under this plate here, you don't get as much wiggle room to the left or right for play. It's only really an up and down. So you get some side to side here and then up and down. And I believe in like continuity, these actually are joined together. So that's a little unfortunate. Like I said, there's some downsides, there's some good things. So that is the overall of what I think of this ship. You know, there's not too much to talk about. It looks good. It has a bunch of fun play features. I know a bunch of kids and adults in general are going to be happy to get some more named clones that we can add to our collections. But overall, there are downsides. You know, it doesn't look the best. You know, it's a very, it's subject to the downsizing, basically. You know, there are faults, of course. I can see, like I was telling in the video here, this flat piece, the function that opens your S foils, it's ugly when you're actually open. The cockpits are very small. But outside of that, you know, it's a good set. So, unfortunately, though, I'm going to rank this a 6. I really want to rank it higher and give it a better review. But unfortunately, I feel like it was kind of lazy. This is a lazy set. We have the names of the actual clones, which, like I said, they are named ranked figures. They have been ranked in previous sets, and they kind of took away that distinction in this particular set. It's a little unfortunate. And like I said, it's not the best for display. This is definitely a play set, not really a display set in my personal opinion. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. However, it was fun to build. It's fun to have in the collection. So that's why I'm giving it as much as it did. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all the help I can get. I'll see you guys in the next one.